Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. My name is Tasha Ray.
And I'm your co-host, Drew Comments, and we got another great episode for you right now.
Tonight we're talking about sex, baby, and intimacy with two of our season 5 faves. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Hey everybody, my name is Stony, currently residing in the DMV. I'm 37 and I'm excited to be back. Season 6. Let's go.
Hey guys, my name is Fashion and I'm from Long Island, New York, and I am 25.
Shout out to LI. You already know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's what's up, Juicy now. Okay.
Look, I,
So,
I was I was listening, you know what I'm saying? Make sure De La Soul and all them boys, so you know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
love to y'all. Much love to
okay.
y'all.
All right. You sound like you all right, brother. You're good in my book. You're good in my book.
so y'all know how we do it. We pull questions from the dating and relationship party game, Secrets of the Opposite Sex, which you can play from home by downloading on the Apple App Store. So the first question that we have for the people tonight is going to be, how do you define intimacy beyond just sex, and how important is it in building a strong relationship?
Oh, this is a good one. We about to have some fun today, boy.
Time to chit and chat.
And nobody jumping all at once because I get it started and let you know how I define intimacy. Hey, look, no condoms. No, but for real. Um, I'm just
Yo,
kidding.
raw dog?
Like, do you trust me? Do you love me? Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh
Listen,
man.
you ain't got to go full Anthony Edwards. You can actually, stop at the end. You know what I'm saying, and avoid all of that situation. But I'm just saying, I'm just joking, y'all. Please don't take what I just said serious. I'm just getting this started.
Bro,
Hold
you
on.
dangerous. You dangerous, bro.
I'm
very.
not.
Because
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Look,
Oh
all I'm
no.
saying, you don't want to make the shots like Anthony Edwards is making them shots off the court. Keep it on the court. But go ahead. Shout out to AE,
Hmm.
man. That's my dog. Come on, A man. Get it together.
Get it together. Indeed.
Well, yeah, this is a real tear right here. Like for me, I define intimacy as having a bond with someone first, before going into having a sexual relationship. So that's more because a lot of people I feel like have different opinions when it comes to intimacy and then when it comes to sex. And somehow the two are almost never combined unless you're in a relationship. So
Fact.
that's my take on it. Like, how would I define it though? It's just like I said, I feel like it's a bond, but that's something that you develop over time. It's not something where like you meet the person and then just overnight y'all just head over heels in love, and then you find out somewhere down the line, yeah, this ain't me, this ain't worth it. And then where does the intimacy part come in at after you haven't even taken the time to get to know this person? It just goes out the window.
Facts.
I'm mad
Mhm.
at that.
I mean, intimacy for me is it's the appetizer before the entree. Let's just say that. So basically, it's like you're warming things up before you even get to that. That's I mean, like conversation wise. First of all, every person love language is different. I think that you must know your partner first and what's their definition of intimacy, because my definition of intimacy may be different from my partner's. I think
Feel
that
that.
intimacy is a great conversation that leads into something more. I think that people most of the time skip that and just go into sex.
Mm-hmm.
And that be the problem. Like you go into sex, but you don't really know the person. You don't know what they like and what's their love language.
I feel like you touching on something good because like that could be a byproduct of this hookup culture that we kind of got now, right? To
Yeah.
where everything's so casual and people ain't really getting that feeling and getting to know each other.
It's okay, like how you just said, Joe. I just feel like it's like everybody's like fast food, like music, just hurry up, let's just get the sex. But like,
Mm.
damn, warm it up first. Give what's the appetizer first? Like that's the best part, I think, besides the sex aspect, like warm it up. Like
But
you
I,
have to get the person to actually give in to you but you want it to be like when it's time, like
I
you know.
mean, I like to warm it up. You know what I'm saying? Cause like,
Yeah.
here's the thing: sex is like fried chicken. Like warmed up
Mhm.
is great, but when it's cold, it's still good. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you ain't got.
100%.
You ever had cold chicken at 2 o'clock in the morning?
not
I'm trying to tell
not
you.
when it's cold, it's still good.
You ain't never had some cold fried. You gonna warm that up? Nah, I'm good. I just need it right now. I would say this just to drop my little immaturity for right now, but I would say that the absence of the fear of being rejected, right? You did what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
when I can present myself without any kind of concern of being rejected, I think that at that point you have intimacy, so you can actually see the real me. I can, either say my silly stuff, or I could say maybe some other thoughts that may be on my mind, maybe some of them intrusive thoughts, and I'm not afraid of any kind of backlash or anything of that nature. And so I think when you have laid the foundation in that regard to where you can be comfortable being your full self, it will positively attribute to the actual sexual relation or sexual encounter, just because you can let loose. You know what I'm saying? Like let me loose in the belly of the beast, as Busta Rhymes said one time before. But like, so now it's not just
This
going through the
guy.
motions and just and that's it. Now I can go full Wesley Pipes and just talk crazy. Who's old enough to know that?
Wait a
Anyway,
minute.
let me stop.
Crazy.
You ever listen to Wesley Pipes? He be saying some crazy stuff, bro. Like, cause like he don't care, and you can say what you want. And some folk like that, especially somebody want to be talked through it. You want to make sure you have a level of intimacy before you can talk anybody through anything.
Yeah.
Um, and that's that. So I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah, because the thing is, even what Fashion was saying earlier about how you gotta get it warmed up, sex is so readily available, but intimacy is not.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mhm.
different, and you gotta warm it up. Like when you first meet somebody, the sexual attraction is what draws you in and what brings you there. But
What's
if
gonna
there's
hold
what's
us?
gonna hold you, and what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna hold you is pretty much the intimacy of it all, and
So
at
the
least
handcuffs hold them. Talking about
handcuffs.
duct tape.
You
That's what hold them in place. Where they going?
Drew,
My
if that was part of the question,
Not the handcuffs.
duct
he
tape
said
don't
that's
move.
my level of intimacy.
Safe word is rotten apple. I'm joking. Go ahead. I'm playing. Go ahead.
Okay. So, how would you feel if your partner refused to label their sexual orientation?
That's an interesting question.
It very much so is. I have to agree, but I guess first word that comes off the rip is almost like who cares? Like
Yeah.
that's their thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're my partner and you have a certain, if I know what you like and you know what you like, then we here. How do I personally feel about what you choose to label something as, whether it's sex or just how you go through everyday life? I know that wasn't part of the question, but that's just you.
Ooh, I'm
And
gonna need a label on that one. You got to tell me some things on that one. I need to know where you been, who you did it with. I don't need no details, but just a few things. I need to know where you. There's some things you can skate through life without having to get
Right.
too deep, define whatever. But I'm gonna need a label on that one. Like you. I need you to be clear about what you are and who you are and what you want too. Because then that to me means like maybe you still trying to figure some things out and you ain't gonna do that with me.
mm.
Tasha said, "Don't be coming out in handcuffs, and we just supposed to go." Be like, sir, do you not know it's called a Netflix and chill. Like, don't lock me in. I just want to sit on the couch. Lock the door, not lock me in these handcuffs.
Oh
Brother
Give
God,
come out
what's that
looking like
pastor name?
RoboCop.
What's the minister?
Oh,
He
yeah,
said,
lock the door. Lock the door. You talking?
don't
Yeah,
lock the
okay.
door. Don't lock
Don't
the
do
door.
He's like, on second thought, I'm just gonna go.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that Homer Simpson in the bush on that one. Like you gotta play with some hockey. No.
Oh, God. I wouldn't care. I'm a person that doesn't like labels, and who I am is who I am. Like love is a feeling. I don't want you to put like, oh, I'm this or you this or you know, like it is what it is. I just want to roll with the punches. And as long as you're dedicated to what's going on at this present time, then that's what matters to me. I don't care what you want to call it. That's a situation that you have to deal with within yourself when you're alone. Like certain things I can't teach my partner. I think that you must come with that and know who you are as a person. And I don't think that you should put a label on it because love has no label.
But if you're not labeling like your sexual orientation, how is somebody supposed to know? You
It's
know,
no, it's no, it's a feeling.
your sexual, huh?
Like,
Might
what
be
do you mean?
fluid.
How somebody like supposed to know? Like, what you mean?
I mean, I know. I'm like, I know that I am only attracted sexually, romantically to men.
Okay,
That's not gonna change. That is
okay.
what I know. What is it with about a label that bothers you, or why you don't want to use
I
a label?
don't. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I just me myself. I don't put label on things. Like it's just I don't know. It's like if you catch a feeling, you catch a feeling. If you feel like, yo, listen, I like this person, and you feel like, okay, I want to try it, then it is what it is. You may not like it. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. You are a human being. You're allowed to try whatever you want to try. So
I feel that.
I don't think that you should put a label on things because you never know.
No, you
All right.
know. No,
Nah.
you know.
No, at this age.
I don't know. I
I,
don't
s-
know.
I tell you like this, man. Look, for me personally, I need labels. I like labels. All right, Louis Vuitton, Supreme. You know what I'm saying? Popeyes, Nike. I need labels. You know, secrets of the opposite sex. Labels that
Mm.
I
Okay.
do. So you need to label that. I need to. So if a woman gonna come to me talking about, I'm just for me. This for me. Everybody has their own. You know what I'm
To
saying?
each
And
his
at the end of
own.
the exactly the end of the day, sexuality really is a spectrum. So you can do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is, for me, with that label that I want to see like name brand, limited. Okay, Ralph Lauren, like that purple,
Because
what?
that's what you identify with, Drew.
Yeah, yeah. No, for real. And exactly. That's for me. That's for me. So like,
See?
if I want Popeyes, you bring me KFC, I might be able to tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the difference between Popeyes and that original recipe that got at KFC. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell, the difference between churches and well, look, my point is all chicken
Because
ain't the
I'm getting
same.
hungry over here.
What I'm saying is the churches be greasy, man. You get that side of fried okra,
Mhm.
some corn
Get
on the
that
cob.
biscuit. Just
The biscuit, you know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
again, the label. So for me personally, bring the label out. Okay, let me see what you got, Miss Lady, Miss Ma'am, Miss Mamas.
So I will say this. I understand the question a little bit better now. I think because I went first, I still feel a way where if my partner doesn't have a label in terms of sexual orientation, not to say that I wouldn't care to kind of just renege on that. I would just have to have clear communication on
Mm-hmm.
what that actually means versus just being out here. Because as I mentioned maybe a couple minutes ago, I'm approaching the big 4-0 in a couple years. Nobody got time to be guessing.
Okay.
Nobody got time to be guessing. Just tell me what it is. Oh, it don't matter. No, it does. It does.
Not the voice, Tony. It
It does.
does.
I want to know if we going to Popeyes or churches. Okay, like that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's just important. I feel like clear communication is key in any relationship, especially a sexual one,
Of
because you
course.
need to know. It's almost like mentally to kind of, I guess you could say, adjust if necessary. However, if you on the same page and this other person's on the same page, and y'all can just turn the pages together like a book and just keep going, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I get it. Because for me, the reason why I just like with communication, I need clarity, like with the relationship, for instance. And that's how I feel like people, especially in this younger generation, find themselves in these situationships because
Mm-hmm.
listen, it's either black or white for me. I'm not living in no gray, and that for me, if you can't put a label on what you are sexually, that makes me feel like, what can we do in a relationship? Because I feel like that means you're still on a journey and you need to figure that journey out.
Right.
You're in the gray area right now. So until you get to a black or white, I don't know what to do with that, you know?
And I agree with you. Like at this point, again, I hate to put age into it, but even if it's not, even if I wasn't 37, I feel like even when I was 27 or even 17, I knew or know what I want. I know what I like. And if that particular person doesn't fit the mold, I'm just going to move forward. And I'm going to do it graciously until provoked.
That does make me question. So, because I do think age does play a factor in it. I think
Right.
maturity plays a factor in it. I do, because I feel like there are some people who feel like they need to test the waters on the other side. There are some people who aren't 100% clear. Like I'm only interested in this. Like they have some other
A
feelings of
lot of people.
curiosity. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so how do you label people, or do you consider someone, I'll give you an example. Say you're in high school, you're a girl, you kiss another girl. Does that make you a lesbian? You know what I mean? Or does that make you
No.
what does that make you if you never
Curious.
engage with a woman again? You know what I mean? So, but on the flip side, with a man, if a man does some fondling or does some kissing with another man, does the same apply? Because I feel like that's the double standard that exists. Yeah.
That's a good one, Tasha. That's a good one.
So is there a difference? Like, does
To
one get a
me,
pass and the other doesn't?
I mean, to me, I feel like if a woman decides to test the waters and feel like, I don't really want to stay here, I feel like that's okay. Now, if a man does it in the world, it's looked at differently. I feel like if a man does it in the world, people look at them differently. But
Yeah.
on a woman perspective, it's considered okay.
I feel like, and I once upon a time, I think that was the case, and I think to a degree it still is, for men. But I do think that maybe over maybe the past 10 years or so, I think that the recognition of sexuality as a spectrum has been a little bit more pronounced. And I matter of fact, I guess I was made more aware of this just by listening to people's conversations on Clubhouse. And you learn, people from different walks of life and everything. And then I think, yeah, there's still, because of the way that um patriarchy has been built up, and how we kind of define cis heteronormative activity, at least for men, that there's still some of that double standard there. But I do think that now it's a little more lenient. I know, for me, I don't like men at all. I halfway don't like myself.
Oh
Matter
my
of
God.
fact, I don't like your bro. So like, I don't know, like that's why like I be listening to women talk sometimes, and it was, yeah, we are so smart. And I'm like, if y'all so smart, why y'all date men? Cause like we dumb. So but I can't say it out loud to right now. Cause like I'll be like, man, have you met men? Like I listen to my homeboys talk. I don't listen to folks talk. I'll be like, bro. Man, look, I'm glad I ain't got to date me. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad I ain't got to date. But no, on some real stuff though, like I think some of that is actually breaking down. I think we are moving towards a more understanding of the fluidity society, if that's all like one hyphenated, multi-hyphenated word or whatever. But yeah, there's still a little ways to go. But yeah, man, I couldn't do it, man. Y'all got that mess with me. Nope. Cause we are a trip, bro. I be looking at myself sometimes like, why not text her back? That's crazy. I know, cause the man gene told me not to do it just right away. It's crazy. Like I be wilding.
Then you forget.
And I forget, bro, man. Look. I done said I'm gonna text her back later. Minutes have turned to hours. Hours have
Oh
turned
my
to
God.
days. Days have turned to week. I accidentally ghosted a girl. I accidentally ghosted a girl at the
You can't
beginning of the
accidentally
pandemic.
ghost nobody,
I
Drew.
sure
What?
enough did. Listen,
You
I
It's
meant
can't.
to
either
text her back.
it's either what?
I
You
meant
ain't
to
like
text her
her.
back.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
not really, but you know,
Girl, you crazy.
But he said he still meant to say good morning. He just was
yeah,
like,
You wasn't feeling
You
her.
wasn't. Not
not
even a
really.
little bit, because that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But I
crazy.
still wanted to be polite. But like the manliness in me messed it up, and it's a mistake.
Okay. You just gonna fade out little bit by little bit. Was
I
the
mean,
feeling?
that was the plan, and then it just kind of was very abrupt, and I feel so bad. But I think she's doing all right.
After she probably done had a mental breakdown and called all her homegirls.
We went on one date, in downtown LA. Then after that, we chilled at her spot on the rooftop. And after that, that was it. I'm sure she just fine.
She liked you enough to take you back to her spot though, because you can't come to my
And
house.
downtown LA, DTL.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's before I came up. Her spot was way nicer than mine at the time. And then what happened? COVID hit, and then I was like, yo, let me go ahead and upgrade. Anyway, that's ancient history under the bridge.
All right. Well, the next question. What role does emotional connection play in sexual satisfaction, and does it differ between men and women?
Of course, the difference between men and women, we are different creatures. Emotional connection. First of all, man, we scared to share our emotions sometimes, especially if we're trying to keep up with certain, standards and norms and mores and all of that. So it's going to be a little bit different. And also, so we'll sit there and try to express ourselves in the manliest way we know how, and which is a good morning text. And then after that,
Yikes.
um, listen, if I see you good morning text, I like you. Now listen, you might not be the only one, but listen, just know that I like all y'all.
Oh
But what
God.
I'm saying,
Drew, you crazy, Drew.
what
Right.
I'm saying is, see, when women, then they got to be guarded because they don't want to fall too deep because they've been done wrong before. They don't want to get hurt, so they got to kind of be reserved and pull back and all of that. So you got two people on this like little inverted tug of war going on. One, I'm telling you, I'm telling you I'm interested. I'm telling you I'm interested. I told you good morning. I even put an emoji at the end of it. That
Oh,
means something.
all right.
Meanwhile, you got a woman doing that. But no, y'all got it. What role does emotional connection? Does it differ?
Oh my God,
Just get
Drew,
the
you all
conversation
over the
started.
place. You all over the place. Emotional connection plays a big role. Again, like I said, I think that most people are in relationships and they don't really know their partner. Like they don't know their triggers, they don't know nothing. So like the sex is just sex, it's bland. I think that you must tap into your partner's emotions. It plays a big part in the sex. That's the whole point.
Yeah, because if I don't
Mm.
like you, my parts don't work. Like,
See?
turn on.
See?
They don't
See?
work.
It's broken. What you mean
It
it's
literally,
broken?
it literally is broken. It does not work.
I just think to get a person to their high point, you must tap into emotions first. And until a man or a woman decides to give you that, the sex is pointless to me.
Well, see, that's kind of where I would say, at least I would say, I would differ from that because even going back from the previous questions about sex, you have sex and then you have intimacy. So I feel like as a man, you can have sex and then the person that is almost like, not to be the dead horse, but it's almost like when you're involved with someone and almost like you were just saying, Fashion, with the emotional connection and the intimacy level, like it heightens the sexual experience, right?
Mhm.
But when it comes to just having sex, I would say for me as a man, if I'm just having sex with this person, that doesn't mean I like them. That just means it's good sex.
I can't do
But for an emotional part, if I have a partner and we develop the connection and we're having sex, that's where I feel like it differs because I can have sex and like this person I'm having sex with, but I might not even care for them in real life. But not that I'm out here now like that, but when I was on a thought tour many months
Come on, Papa.
ago, like they weren't my friends, they were just people like, oh, okay, hey, what you doing at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, but for cold chicken. So
Fuck no chicken.
I can't. I can't. Not for cold chicken.
yeah, I feel like sex is one of those things where it can be compartmentalized, but I feel like for me, the older I've gotten, I would prefer a more emotional approach to sex. And I like to actually like the person because I feel like the reverse has happened where I started having sex with the person and then I got to know them and I'm like, I really don't like you.
See,
See?
that's happened.
And
Yeah.
now it's like now that I know a little bit about who you are, I'm not even attracted to you to
Okay.
have sex with you
Mhm.
anymore. So
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
no, we won't be friends. So this is
Mhm.
this is it. But thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the moment. Thank you for the memories.
I bid you adieu. Okay.
Right.
A word.
For that, Stony, like, I can't even, like, there will be nothing. If there's no emotion to it, like, I'm not doing nothing. Like, it has to be some kind of emotional attachment. Or, like, yeah, don't touch me, don't look at me, don't do none of that.
No, don't look at me.
Yeah. Like,
But see,
I'm straight off it. I'm straight
yeah.
off it.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, I feel like it's a different set of emotions. Like you can have sex with someone and like having sex with them and be in an emotional relationship with someone and have that connection and also enjoy sex. I'm saying the former is something that used to take place with me years ago versus now where it's like, oh, even though sex is readily available and I might have liked having sex, now because intimacy is like just really hard to grasp, it's something more that I crave.
Got you.
Because y'all mentioned emotions, and I'm like, does brown liquor count as an emotion?
No,
Like, if I got that,
no. We don't want nothing that's all brown.
like, I ain't gotta like you for real, shorty. Like, I be like,
Joe, come on, my man.
if we are,
brown looking tonight, what's happening?
if I am physically attracted to her and she is not like a horrible, physically abusive person, to be honest with, look, it can go down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta. Hey, look, it's that's a performance at that point. But no, but honestly, truly, I think it is. Yeah, you prefer to have a genuine connection with somebody, or at least a halfway genuine connection with somebody. You can really like rock with them. But I mean, if we just talking about like parts working, like I'm not Tasha. I don't have biometric activation. My part. Look, mine's old school. You could use a key. You know what I'm saying? You could, just hot wire that thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just
hot wire, child.
You know what I'm saying?
Passcode in, get the buttons going. Like,
nah, but I just prefer quality over quantity. Like, let me choose you. You don't choose me.
Oh.
And that's
gotta catch them all.
Okay. On the flip side of this, can a relationship survive without sex? If so, what does intimacy look like in that dynamic?
Yes. Yeah, you shot. You anything I was gonna say? I'm gonna be mature for a second. Yes, it actually can. If we want to be completely real, because a lot of what I'm saying is the intrusive thoughts that everybody think. I'm just saying it out loud. Y'all know it. Everybody watching is thinking. I'm saying what you're thinking. But no, for real though, it actually can survive without sex because a relationship is more just like your interaction with someone, your ability to know, I guess, who they are as a person, what it is they like, dislike, how they move, and also how you can actually assist and serve this person. Because if you want to go into a relationship, I mean, it's a matter of how can you essentially cultivate them as a person and make them the best version of themselves. And sometimes that just means being supportive. Sometimes that means recognizing their strengths and weakness and being encouraging, not being a hindrance. It's about putting your own needs secondary to theirs. And sometimes if someone is not in that mood or it just is not emotionally there to have sex, maybe not even physically, you as an understanding partner who legitimately cares and is able to put your own needs secondary, yeah, it can happen. It does happen because sometimes you care for somebody so far past the lustful part of it that yeah, it is. And that's me being very mature, honest, and sincere. My intrusive thoughts want to say something different. No, but I really do honestly believe that. No, but I want y'all to know, like, that yes, it absolutely can. It absolutely can. People do it all the time. Especially when you get older and some of those parts don't work no more, and you can't go to O'Reilly's to get O'Reilly's. Like so,
not O'Reilly's.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes stuff don't work no more. You know what I mean? So but they got pills and stuff. We're gonna leave that on.
I agree with everything you said, Drew. I think that a relationship can survive without sex because again, it's just you building that connection with your partner and having like I said, love is the highest form of understanding. So if you love that person enough, of course it can.
I'm gonna say a no. And it's not the Scorpio in me either. It's more so like if we not so without even mentioning age or parts not working, because I don't even know how we became on this this parts journey. If you're not having sex with me and we're in a relationship, either what you doing, who you doing, and I guess these are all extenuating circumstances, right?
Yeah.
But sex is a big part, I feel like, of a relationship. So it would be on a case by case basis. Because I mean, you didn't just say, "Oh, I like your spirit, I care for you, like let's be in a relationship," and the whole time y'all not having sex. So it really just it would be like obviously understandably so probably further down the line if that comes to it. I mean, there wasn't a timeline or a time limit on the question, but I would have to respectfully disagree. I don't think it can. Just
So you not with it.
well, it's not even just with the time of it being readily available. Just certain ways, certain people have we'll call them physical needs, okay? And not just speaking for myself and people that, but more so people that are listening. They're like, okay, like what does that all mean? Like, can a relationship survive without sex? Does it? Because I mean, again, it doesn't have a timeline, so it's not like in 5 years can a relationship survive without sex for the rest of the person's life. I don't know. I'm not there, and I don't plan on being there for quite a while. But I will respectfully disagree with both of you and say no. And I appreciate hearing both of your input in terms of love and the interaction and the care, because I care for my friends too. I don't have sex with my friends, so I care
I
for
do.
my friends.
Yo, yo.
You my female friend. Hey, listen, if we on that level, maybe. I'm not saying it's definite, but the door is open. Let me stop.
He said
Let
that not
me
the
stop.
choice of the.
That was in college. I don't do that no more.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
You're crazy.
That was in college. Nowadays, I can do the whole thing without any at all. Like you really,
yesterday, Drew.
bro. I'm 38 years old. I'm old, bro. Look, let me say, no, I'd say like, man, like when you get to a point, I don't know, like you get older and really get into a working knowledge. At least for me, I'm saying like this. Have I've gotten into a working knowledge of how you can really truly value a person and value for me just the way I can value a woman and who she is, man. I'll just be like, yo. I'm cool if she's not in a position mentally or physically to do that. You don't know what kind of trauma she may have been through. Maybe she going through something, and it's like triggering. I'm like, it's okay. Look, I care about you. Don't worry about it. I'm here to create an environment where you are comfortable. I don't necessarily need. I don't know. I just like Tamia was saying like if I'm into like that level, you know what I'm saying? Did you hear how she was singing on that song? Like she said. It, like, if you are
Yeah,
to
you're
that
crazy.
level,
But one of
I
the
think that
lines
I
says,
can.
"What you've done to me."
Yeah,
Mm.
what you've done. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be physically. It could be what you've done as far as introducing me to ways of thinking, or teaching me something new, or showing me a personality that I never could have imagined, or laughing at my dad jokes. Like a woman that does that, she might mess around and get the ring. Look, if you got me, hitting, saying like that, I probably could. If a woman got me doing, I'd be sex free and be good because I care about it that much.
How do you handle unwanted sexual advances or the pushing of your boundaries?
Do the Heisman on that.
Do, do,
Do the Heisman. Hey, stiff arms be working, bro. I'm trying to tell you. You shoot a good stiff arm. Look, you see Saquon Barkley? He be going like, go over there, jump over somebody backwards. That's how you do with it, just like that.
you got the most football analogies I've ever seen in my entire life.
I promise you, everything is football. Everything is football.
Everything.
Science is
Football is
football. Food
Well,
is
it's a
football.
science.
Sex is football. All right,
Oh my God.
everything. I be tackling, girl. Like that's that.
What?
I'm like, girl, let me show you my tush push.
I don't,
What?
oh my.
Okay, my bad. Let me stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Well, how
time
are you handling it if a woman is pushing up on you and pressuring you, or and you're not feeling
First
it?
of all, I don't like
happens
that.
all the time.
I don't like when people push up on me. I don't like that. Whether it's from a man, whether it's from a woman, it doesn't matter. I choose the person. You don't choose me. I don't like
Well,
that.
how you
I
gonna
think
choose somebody you choose don't want you like that?
no, but wait, listen. And if that's the case, then that's what it is. I think that people handle rejection differently. Like women go through emotions. So one day a woman might be like, okay, and then the next day she's like, I'm not really in the mood right now. I think that once again, that's when you guys gotta have a great communication to understand each other. Like, okay, where your partner shouldn't take it so personal because they know you. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because
but what if it's not your partner? So what if this is like a dating situation and maybe
okay,
somebody's feeling one person more than the other, and y'all aren't together?
and the person was like trying to come on to me.
Yeah.
You just gotta be real. Like I think that honesty is the best policy. Just say like, like I think that you're cool or I think that blah blah blah, but I think that this may be a little bit too much for me. I think that that's okay.
That's a good way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's right, straightforward. Because I always struggle with that. Like, 'cause I don't be wanting to disappoint people for real. Like, when women, because it happen all the time. All this here. I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me stop. But nah, for real though. It's no, but like in the times that it does happen, I don't like disappointing people. So I be trying to like laugh about it. Oh, girl, what you talking about? Like, and I really do try to like steer the conversation away from exactly where I know they're trying to take it. I do try to laugh about it. I'm always trying to be mad chill about it. But like the direct approach, it is sometimes it's hard for me because I hate disappointing women even when I don't like them like that because I still want them as a fan. And that's such an
He
honest
said a
thing to
fan,
say.
not a friend, but a
I
fan.
know, I know, I
That's
noticed
just such an
that.
honest thing to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all know. I still want you to like me, but not like, but it ain't just no, it's not gonna happen. But I still want you to like me, like the same way that women like Chris Brown. He's not gonna talk to you, but you still like him. Now, I'm not ever gonna put you in a position that he would. That's not my thing. But what I'm saying is, I never charge you $1,000 for a picture. All right,
Yo,
it's
but
$29.95. But my point
yeah.
is I don't like disappointing women, even with that. I hate doing that. And that's something I gotta like the way fashion did that. I wish I could be a little more direct. That's something maybe I gotta work on.
Big surprise. As much as I'm a people person, I'm not a people person, if that makes any sense. Like I'll be like, I'll use Drew's example, accidentally ghosting people. Because sometimes people push boundaries and they be so hard on to figure out how your day is going and see what's up with you and everything else. And you be like, now's not really the time. Like, can you give me a second, give me a moment, and I'll check back in with you later. Don't keep trying to call me. Don't keep trying to offer me stuff or like if I want your advice, I'll go out for it. Just plainly put, I want people that want me and vice versa. Like I want the feeling to be mutual. But if it's not mutual, then there's so many other people out here. Move on. I just don't. I've never been a fan of people that can't take no for an answer. It's like you don't have to read in between the lines. And just to Fashion's point of view, when she was like, I'm just trying to be direct and let someone know, like, look, I'm not interested. And it's just once somebody says they're not interested, that should just be it. But we're in this age of like instant gratification where just
Mhm.
because you in somebody's face, they think that that's where you're supposed to be too. And it's like, no, it don't work like that all the time.
What are your thoughts on open relationships and polyamory? Do they enhance intimacy or complicate it?
That stuff's so
More people to
ridiculous.
the mix. What is it? More fun or more headaches?
I'm sorry, polyamory just. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth how I feel about it. Polyamory just seems so ridiculous to me in the Western world. We are in America, bro. Like we all
Mhm.
stop. Every time I hear somebody bring that up, well, there's certain cultures around the world. You are from Brownsville, Brooklyn. You don't like that is not. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, the Kikuyu tribe in the land of Connecticut. Man, bro, stop.
Real chat.
Stop. You are from Waldorf, Maryland. They don't do that out there. Stop. The way it's presented is they got horrible marketing too, because the people I always see that are involved just seem like folk who because the people I see that involved seem like the people who struggle like on their own. So look, if we team up, like you know what I'm saying, I can't do this by myself, but if we LeBron James and super team this thing up, all right, okay, you be Chris Bosh, I'm LeBron. All right, you Dwayne Wade. We can go ahead and get this championship. We can get the relationship we seek so much if we do this collectively. Because I can't do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I see him by himself, I be looking like, yeah, you probably don't pull nothing on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it be looking, bro. I ain't never seen nobody like. I know they do damage, boy. I know they do damage by themselves. I ain't never said that. I be like, yeah, you need some help. So I think that logistically.
Chat.
But here's the thing, even the logistics don't make sense because, like, typically when you talk about polyamory, right? It's not all the time. It's not all the time, but the majority of the time, at least from the marketing that has been presented to us or that I've seen so far, is usually one man and multiple women, right? And but it's interesting because if it's done in a way that would even be in keeping upon like what Eastern cultures do, as a man, you got to make a substantial amount of money to be able to
I
provide
was
for
just about
both
to
of these
say that.
women. You know what I'm saying? My issue is like when obviously broke men talk about this too. You already like you come on, bro. Like you make $65,000 a year. This is not. You need to find you one woman and be solid, lied in. You don't have polyamory money. All right. You get to 650,000, you might be able to have a conversation. My point, like, it's just, I just it just seems like it's a man who has convinced very lonely, impressionable women that look, this is the best you can get in life. And it just seems like that. And women will like, if they like you enough, they'll lie to themselves. And it looks like they do that. Hi, sister wife, sister girl. And it just seems like that. One time I saw two men and one woman sitting up there and they look foolish. I said, bro, are you serious? They already outnumber us. You can't come on, dog. Like, but yeah, that's just the way it's presented. Maybe it's their marketing team got to get together, but that's the impression that I get. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. Y'all got it. Go ahead, take it away.
But the whole polyamorous aspect, to agree with Drew, to me seems foolish too. Like, we in an economy where you can't even make 65K and make it. Like, at the average median today is like 90,000, and that's for a single person on your own to live comfortably. I don't have a desire to have children, but I mean, even if I did, I couldn't afford it because even with making over six figures, it's like, how do you find yourself in that position to have multiple relationships set up where it's like, okay, at some point y'all gonna want to go somewhere, y'all gonna want to do something, and all y'all doing is just having sex, and y'all just have an open relationship. That just opens it up for too many different things. Y'all marketing team got to get it together because we need to see.
They got y'all for looking at me
like the bank accounts. We need to see like, how is this working out in the end? Like, are y'all going on investments? Are y'all invested in properties? Because what we see on TV, what we see on social media, it just seems like y'all just like formed like before it was like Sam Goody and FYE and stuff like that. Like, we just see that y'all all just kind of just gave up and just said, you know what, we just want to sell all our stock, moving, and we just gonna make it work. Like, who's the chef?
Like Voltron.
Like, who's taking care of the drinks? Like, how does bedtime work? Like, what happens if one person's not working or two people not working? Like, you gotta take care of two people now.
It's right. It's one show because I watch all the crazy reality TV shows. That's my thing. But it's this one on TLC where it's like a black guy and like 4 white women.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I think I seen that one a little bit.
He said it's their job to go get the money and take care of him.
But that's reparations as far as I'm concerned. But everything else,
Right.
You,
I know
You
you're
sign
talking
up for
about.
that show.
I know
no,
you're talking about. I
Drew.
wouldn't do
Oh
it,
No,
but I know
Drew.
what you're talking about. I saw that. Yeah.
No, Drew.
It's crazy. Girl are just like, yeah, I prefer to be out here working. I don't want to stay home with the kid. They got one.
Brainwash. Brainwash.
The kid or the other wives.
So though I guess the one that's legally married to him, I think she had a kid with him, but all the wives work outside the home, and now that she has a kid, it's like a little baby, so it's fresh. But before that, he was still just staying at home. He was like, yeah, it's my job. I'm the king. I'm the king. They need
Does
to
he cook?
take
Does
care of
he
me.
clean?
Go
Like,
make the money, and I'm at the
A-
house.
absolutely not.
Okay, 10 times.
like how when they market
My God,
it has to. It's a scheme set up by Taz.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely not.
crazy work. Like crazy work.
I just feel like as a man, I don't know if I want to put myself in that position. Like, okay, that one dude you just mentioned, Tasha, he's the exception. Like I said, at 400 years for like you had look 247 years of slavery, another 100 years of Jim Crow. If you want to get four white women to serve you like a king, by all means. But my point is, but outside of that, it's
You messy,
crazy.
True. You
I'm
messy.
done. I'm
I'm
done.
on one tonight, man. But look,
I'm
but
done.
but
I'm done, Drew.
I'm just saying, y'all go back like
Wow,
six
boy.
It was just
since
Tonight.
rights
1619.
era history
Since
lesson.
1619. That's what I'm saying. But my point is this, but no, like if you go as a man, like just in general, I wouldn't even want to be in that situation, like having two women. Look, it's hard enough with
It's
Mm.
one
hard
woman.
keeping one.
With
The
one.
emotions is all up and down. This one, like women are always in competition with each other. Could you imagine everybody in one household? This one crying, this one sad. While she in the room, it'll be a mess.
No,
It'll
big.
be a mess.
That's big facts.
It's
You get
too
in an
much.
argument with one, and then the other one come in and tag team like it's now it's 2-on-1. They wait,
Yeah, it's
and
too
then that what
much.
you thought? And you thought you was going to deflect, but then they team up on you. Like that's everything that a man goes through in a relationship times two. I don't know if I want that level of stress. I know I don't. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I know I don't want that. So like when I see it, it just does not look appetizing to me. Like, give me one woman and maybe because I really like my PlayStation. So like we so maybe I'm, I might just be by myself and just play Madden. But my point is like that just seems like a not a favorable situation to be in though. My opinion. Open relationship. Wait a second. You mentioned that. I forgot about that part.
Hell no.
How fine I wouldn't be in one. But like if someone else is in one and she fine, like real fine.
Like
Like, like,
fun.
like, like
Like
Ryan
fun.
Destiny, like Ryan Destiny, fine. Like Ryan Destiny was in an open relationship, and she wouldn't go see me. Like, I mean, hey, I support you doing you. Come on, no, but now let me stop. Yeah,
I mean, I would
all
do the
right.
same thing too. Like like if there is an open relationship, but I would not be the one being like, yeah, my relationship is open.
Mm-mm.
And that's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
So
yeah.
if boys
Vice
two
versa. I
join,
would accept that, but I wouldn't want to be the one that like my relationship is open either.
I was like, that's y'all business.
Like, how would you? This is just. Look. I just came to dance for you. That's it. Not y'all. You. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you
yo,
get to
Sturdy,
only
that's
play together.
funny.
Well, sorry to tell you, I'm only here for you. What if you say one night only?
One night only.
Yo, Sturdy, you funny.
Big old facts, not yet. Mm. Okay, guys. We are live on YouTube. So if you want to ask a question, if you're watching, feel free to put it in the chat. Otherwise, this is the point in the show where we open up the floor to everybody and we have a little discussion. So whatever it is that you guys want to talk about, if you want to circle back to something that we've talked about prior, new topic, doesn't have to be related to what we talked about today. We can do that.
right? Oh,
That
it's
joke.
gonna be related. It's gonna be related because I
That's
still want to know if y'all can help me with this. If we can just maybe put our brains together, and figure out how this conversation gets started. How do you actually gather up the gumption, the nerve, the unmitigated gall to go to your partner and be like, "Hey, we should bring somebody else in the relationship." Like, I, I can't even imagine how to get that conversation started. Like, I feel like that seed would already have to been there from the start.
oh
I
yeah.
don't see if you could just be totally monogamous and have that kind of mindset, and all of a sudden you sit down. Hey, sit down. Listen. Um,
Not the voice.
Right.
like that's how I'm imagining a woman saying this to me. Like, or even if me telling me, like, hey, yo, so shorty, you know what I'm saying? Like, check this out.
Not sure.
Like, you first off, you know I love you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like everything, but and I see you, you know, you doing your thing, and you make me so happy. But you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, you know, of whether or not I'm doing enough as a man to fulfill your needs. You feel me? And so maybe there's certain things that I can't give you on just account of me being a man. So, I mean, if you would maybe be interested in the idea, perhaps we could, you know, maybe bring another lady in here who could maybe meet you on the more sensual sides that I can't touch. You dig what I'm saying? I can't see me
Well, it
saying
sounds
that
like
and
you've been
being real.
practicing. What you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
That is acting class, bro. Because I ain't got nobody here in arms
This
reach
is
that can
rehearsed.
swing.
right?
I
He was over
know,
here.
right?
He was over here.
You been
He was
rehearsing
over here
these lines?
like, mhm.
That was improv because like there's nobody in front of me like an arm's reach that can swing on me, so like I can do that safely. But like I wouldn't be
Listen.
able to say that in front of a woman. Like, yeah, I'm gonna bring somebody else.
Listen.
And how come it's always the man bring? Because like you know what's funny?
So what if the female do it?
Exactly, exactly. How that's the conversation I don't want to be
How
a
would you
part of.
handle that?
First of all, she no good doggone well don't try me like that. But like, I would like to be a fly on the wall and listen to that like somewhere and just be like, yo, when she like, listen, there's this guy at work and
That's,
I would be rolling, bro. I don't understand how they get to that point, bro. That's
you know
interesting.
what my is? I don't think it's always like a so much as a conversation that I feel like they've had. And mind you, I don't know. I ain't in they business. I don't know. But just going off of how personalities have been, it kind of seems like, well, this is the kind of person I am. This person knows me. This is how I was when she met me. You either gonna get with or you're gonna get lost. That's always kind of been the energy that I've seen with guys like that. So
They got symbols and signs, right? Like, so if you take a pineapple, right, like a picture of a pineapple, and you have it upside down, it's a signal to
oh, for like
couples who
a
swing.
swinger.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never knew this. My homegirl told me about that. She said because she likes fruit. She's just like a fruit person. She likes strawberries. So she had a pineapple
Oh
in
God.
her car, and these people
Oh
came
no.
up to her. Yeah,
Oh no.
I
That's
laughed so hard
unfortunate.
because she not, she ain't with that. But like
Hey,
when she told me that stuff, I laughed so daggone hard, bro. But yeah, they got signals. Like it's a whole underground thing.
I just think, to each his own.
Yeah.
You have your certain people who like certain things. And that may not be for you or your partner. I just think that you guys just, gotta know each other and know like, okay, we want to try that or we don't. But me personally, oh no, I'm stingy. Uh, what's mine is mine.
I remember we had this conversation. It wasn't even about polyamory. It was just about threesomes. We was in, matter of fact, back in college, and this one girl was like, I couldn't do that because I'll be somewhere butt naked and mad. Cause no, like I was thinking, I was rolling.
Like, mm-mm.
that is the one thing I will say about guys that want to ask about threesomes. Like I said, we were on the episode board. It always would just rub me the wrong way because in my mind I'm thinking, bro, if you're not pleasing me and I'm one woman, singular, just me, please two of us. You need to figure me out first.
That's
So,
real.
why
He
are
want to
we
embarrass you in front of company. That's crazy.
exactly. Don't play with me like that. Don't
That's
say
real.
got me out here looking crazy in front of her. No, we're not
And then be on the flip side, be like, so wait, so am I not enough? Like, do you not enjoy me? Like, what is something what is it that if I'm not, first off, if you come to me, I'm just going to be like, hey, so I appreciate you bringing this to my attention, but I think we are moving in another direction that this is where our journey stops.
okay.
Because you're going to approach me with this situation after we could have been together for years, and all of a sudden this comes out of nowhere. Then once I say no, what's going to stop you from continuing to fulfill your
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
nothing? Because there's always going to be something going on where we're not together 24/7, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you out here and you didn't did your thing. Now you want to come back here. You take you and those other bodies you picked up and y'all go on about your business. Go on.
The NFL draft. Now you know what's crazy?
The NFL draft, though.
Like she go out there drafting people. Like, all right, in the second
Okay.
round, I choose. No, I think that I wonder like what's more awkward, the polyamory conversation. I think that might be less awkward. I'm not even gonna hold you than the open relationship conversation.
Really?
Because like you said, if you even have the audacity to ask about polyamory, I think people are kind of oriented in that space already. You kind of saw that from the get-go. I think the open relationship conversation, I feel like that can legitimately be something that is sparked from a truly monogamous situation at first. And I think
I
it is
believe that.
actually entertaining to see that. I would love because I know I couldn't have that. Listen, yeah. So, look, you're great. I want to keep this going, but I want to see other people too. But keep you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not firing you now. I just want to give you some coworkers. But
Firing you was
But I will
crazy.
respect that. I will respect that
really,
if it's brought to my attention in the beginning.
okay.
Now, if you just like, let's say we in a relationship and you try to bring that on me in the middle of the relationship or after I didn't sacrifice everything in my pocket and my life and my heart. And now you like, yo, babe, listen, like I feel like I want to go mess with him or blah blah blah, or I want to mess with her, whatever. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? I just feel like communication and being totally honest is a big thing.
So I'm gonna use Drew's words, his like with intrusive thoughts, be like, you know what, this company is getting bigger and we need to expand. I need another department. Oh, so how would you feel about an open relationship? Intrusive thoughts. Like the departments are expanding. Like, how do you feel? Like, we can do threesome. We got the threesome department. We have the open relationship department. But if it's me and I'm being presented with this, it's going to be like, this company is shutting down.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, you know what? I'm resigning. You feel
Okay.
somebody else to fill
I
this
mean,
spot because this is where you're at. No love lost. None at all. Thanks for bringing this to my attention now. Because, people, like I said, even in this economy, people are either losing their jobs left and right, or they're deciding not to stay in a position or a situation or circumstance that no longer serves them.
mhm.
And just the culture of an open relationship or polyamory or polygamy, however you want to call it, it has become, it's trending. But I keep off your words, Drew, but it's just not being marketed well, in my opinion. And I'm still not even I'm not even on the fence. It's a no for me.
yeah, it's a no for me too. Like,
I'm just like, I'm okay. Like, I support those that do it. I will expect multiple birthday gifts, not just one. Multiple. It's like, if I'm supporting you and your lifestyle, I need you, your partners, your sub partners, your side partners. I need everybody. Make sure it's not one card signed from all of you. It's one card signed from each of you. So
I agree.
I just can't imagine. I don't know. I'd be heartbroken as a man. Like if my girl came to me talking about something, she wanna maybe open relationship and see other what? I
But
ain't doing
but
it.
that's common, Drew. That is so common nowadays, especially in this new world we live in. Like women think different. Like it's not like back in the day, old school. Women feel like they got as much as options as men do.
They got more options than men do. But the point is,
It's
I need her to not know that. What I'm saying is,
but social media has let people, well, let women know in general, just all
yeah.
over, like they don't feel like, okay, like I can know I have somebody good, but then it's like most women in the back of their head or people in general feel like, well, damn, this one and this one is in my inbox, or this one is texting me, hey, good morning. They feel like, or maybe they feel like such and such can do more than A, B, and C.
I think it's the accessibility. And then over time, things get mundane. I can understand it when you've been with someone for a very long time. Like if you've been with someone for 10 plus years, every
Yeah,
day in, day out is the same. I can understand that. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, I ain't gonna judge you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Sometimes you might wanna, I don't know. Or if this is a person that you like kinda because people have like young loves, high school sweethearts, never had anybody else, never experienced anything different. And then you get older, you grow into yourself and maybe you want to see, maybe you want to get your feet wet. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there are a lot of different reasons, a lot of different circumstances, but I understand it. It ain't gonna work for me, but I understand why other people do it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more than feet getting wet. But no,
My,
I'm just but
my God.
my point is,
Yeah,
nah,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
I think I wouldn't take that very well because I would feel like, man, I wasn't doing everything I should. Because in my mind, I'm supposed to be everything. I'm one stop shop, baby. I'm like a Bucky's down in Texas. You know what I'm saying? You get your gas. You know what I'm saying? Oil
But what if
change.
it's
Get
after
your
10 years though? Like you've been with that same person, you love them, but it is the same. You get the same sex, the same,
Oh
and
yeah.
when it's
Yeah.
probably like maybe a little bit of lazy sex, roll over, hit it, and it is what it is. So you can't say that something new wouldn't be tempting, especially if that something new is showing you attention. You know what I mean? So
After 10 years, then yeah, like come on. At that point, it's like I know you tired of looking at me, babe. I'm gonna give you some space. It's like it's understandable at that point. But when it's like fresh and new, no. But yeah.
got
Yeah.
too many Halloween costumes for us to get mundane. All right. I got a Black Panther costume,
Yo,
Spider-Man
I'm
costume. I got
sleep.
one that's Wolverine. I'd be like, ah, and the claws
Y'all
come out.
sleep.
Like, listen, so we can have a whole like we can go through all the Marvel characters. I can be all of them, Doctor Strange. Like,
Yeah.
so we're gonna keep it spicy, all right. And then if that don't work, I'm gonna switch over to Shrek. And if
oh
that
God,
don't work,
keep that one.
I'm gonna
Keep
switch over. If that don't work, I'm gonna be all characters
Not
from the
Shrek.
HMS Pinafore. But no, my point is like I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to take that that news very well. But I hear what y'all are saying. I just know I'm be like,
But it
oh,
goes back to keeping the intimacy going and just, I think that you should never stop dating your lover. I don't give a hell
big
how many,
facts,
like,
big
y'all can
facts.
be together for God knows how long. I think that you should always date your lover, period, point blank. I think that
That's it.
people get complacent. They feel like, oh, I got you. Oh, we together. Oh, we just together. Nah, it can't just be we together. Like, what we doing? Like, what are you doing? What am I doing? What am I doing to keep this going? What are you doing to keep this going? Whether it's too many resources like nowadays to keep a relationship going, whether it be God, whether it be your friends, whether it be Google. like like look it up. If you want it to last that long, you would do the research, period, on
That's
yourself.
true.
I do have a question. So, how do you like navigate discussing sexual preferences and boundaries with a partner? Like, how do you decide? Like, so say you want to try something, might be a little
Mhm.
out the box, right? And you know your partner, and you know your partner might not be feeling or feel or be with things that are out the box. How would you come to them? I mean, I feel like this might fall into talking about poly stuff, but if it's just bedroom activity, like a new position, how does
I
that
just,
work?
I just think you gotta guide them into it. Like it's like basically you're engaging in it and you just slowly like show them instead of like talking about it like, babe, I want you to do this. It's like, nah, it's like it's
I should
awkward.
just do it. You just do it.
No, I'm saying like I just do it. Like, and it just ends up happening.
I prefer the method. I usually put a PowerPoint presentation together. Um, and I say, and I say, we're complete with visual aids and everything on there with the positions and say, look, we can
Yeah,
try
I'm
this
not
now.
talking about it.
Number 74 on the Kama Sutra chart. Now you see how that position. I'm saying we can do that now. You've been in the gym. The hip flexors is working. We could actually make this work.
Oh my god.
Um, I don't no, I don't know. I think it just be regular conversation like, hey yo, what you doing? Like, cause I know me like in a relationship, I'm gonna talk. Be like, look, well, we, You ever heard of something called the Alabama Shuffle? Like, look, we can try that.
Not
And
the Alabama Shuffle.
the Alabama
Yeah,
Shuffle, the
yeah,
Hokey
you walk me
Pokey,
through it.
the Hokey Pokey. You got the Hurricane 3000.
Oh
You
my
got
god.
the Louisiana leg lift. You got the there
The
is
Louisiana leg lift. Hold on.
you got the you got the you got the
Yo, sweet.
Reverse cowgirl.
man, like these are all underground moves, man. They don't put these on the
Not
mainstream.
underground moves, anyway.
Let me stop. I'm in rare form right now, bro. Y'all stop me.
You
I
are,
need
because I was
Yo, y'all
And he talking about the PowerPoint, but I actually, for me, with my partner, I would have the discussion in an intimate way. It wouldn't be like a whole PowerPoint presentation or even sitting down like we go to the doctor's office and say, hey, we would like to try this. But no, I'm gonna have a discussion in an intimate way, whether we're already engaged in sexual activity or maybe even throughout the day, we just texting and talking and leading up to it, like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do when I'm gonna get home, type thing. So that's how I would go about it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
if you
walk you through it. Walk you like a dog.
That's
sweet
just aggressive.
or real,
very. Because what?
I was like,
I was wrong with
guys, guys,
it.
guys, 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 listen up. I was like,
You tickled. You over there turning it's like a tangerine.
I'm just saying, if you look, I come across a tweet or a reel or a meme like that, I might send it her way. Her way, be like, "Oh, what's up?" She's like, "What?" And then do like the little side eye emoji. You know what I'm saying? Look, what that mean? I'm like, what you wanted to mean?
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like I've like guys who are uncomfortable with talking about sex make me uncomfortable. And I never understood that. Like there are some guys who just don't want to talk about sex like at all. You want to do it, but you don't want to talk about it afterwards. Because
They don't
maybe you
want to
didn't do
scare
it
you
that
away.
well. And I want to tell you that you didn't do it that well. So we can do it better, right? So we can because we're learning each other. You can't just some people are blessed, but you can't just knock it out of the park the first time every time. Like sometimes you need to like learn
Same.
people's
So
bodies and understand like what makes people tick and all these kind of things. What I like, what I don't like. Don't touch me there, touch me there. Like you need to learn. Everybody's different. So that's my thing. Like you don't want to talk about it. Like that's crazy. What's the reason?
I think because they don't want to scare you away. I know for me, like
Talking about sex is going to scare me away. You want to have it, but you don't want to talk about the sex.
I just think that some people
I
be
understand the level of
insecure.
freak. You
Like they be
understand?
insecure and they don't want to hear it. But
When I,
I think that that's a no, we need to discuss that because like again, like I said, every person is different. What turns you on may not turn me on, you know?
Right.
Because the second I bring up whipped cream or Oreo cookie crumbs, all of a sudden your face gets screwed up. Now I can't say what I want to say no more because like man, I want to get what she ain't ready for that level yet. She don't know what I'm finna do.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
why. Like, nah, we gonna talk.
Because if you talking about cookies, cream, and whipped cream, and I'm over here talking about like I didn't even come, like we on two different pages. We don't be talking about that. We need to be talking about where my clitoris is located. Possibly,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That
know.
is crazy. The
Mm-hmm.
diaphragm is
A
right
lot
there.
of men don't know it. They don't know where it's at.
There's a
They
diagram
don't know
we
what it
learned
is.
in ninth grade and second grade. It's
They
right there.
don't know how it works.
That's crazy.
So
There's
everybody that
8,000
ain't
nerve
gonna
endings
do the
in there.
thing. Like that's crazy.
It's
Mm.
like shooting fish in a barrel.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
All crazy. I was like, why?
Grown people is crazy. Listen, you gotta learn some things. You gotta be willing to learn, even in the bedroom.
hmm
But most people are again, Tasha, like you said, uncomfortable with those kind of conversations, you know what I mean? And that's dealing with both sexes. Like want to talk about that. Like if I'm telling somebody I'm dealing with, like I was dealing with one person and I'm like, I don't really like, like and it's like instead of finding out what I'm like about, it's like, what? I can't touch you? It's like,
Oh, they
relax.
get offended.
Yes, and I feel like, that it depends on the maturity of a person, that's one. and how comfortable they are within themselves. So, you learn that through time. Just period. You learn that through time, and you learn that, again, like I said, communication is everything. Like, I should be able to talk and walk you through this, you know? So that's it.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, based off of what you were saying, just like a direct like reaction to that boundaries also play a factor in that too. I feel like whether you're in a relationship or not, whether it's sexual or not, some people just have those boundaries, or I would say even limitations that they have on themselves for them to feel safe or comfortable, if you will. So you always need to, at least for me, just giving advice, like check in with that person. Like sometimes it is a conversation, because boundaries don't mean don't do this. Like in Tasha's words, you're doing this the wrong way. Like I need you to like stop what you're doing. Let's run this back. Let's have this conversation real quick. So that way, because these are my boundaries, because you are kind of not giving me what it is that I am trying to accomplish or achieve here. And you're overstepping a boundary that has made me uncomfortable in the past, because some 9 times out of 10 it's not even about you, but you are, I feel like when you're intimate with a partner and they have the proverbial wall up, if you're with that person, it's up to you to say, okay, let's work through this, let's figure this out. But if it's just something that, even when you're interested in somebody and y'all not even together yet, or it's someone you're trying to pursue, unless you have a fully disclosed conversation about what it is that they like and you like, you should always keep in mind that somebody has boundaries. So whereas you might be fluid and open and comfortable with who you are as a person, other people aren't. And then there are other people that are like, I'm cool with you, but you keep that shit right over there. Like, that's not like, that's it. Like respect my boundaries and we can be cool.
Yeah.
But try to hit again and you going right, you go to the left.
Be like Drew and accidentally go somebody.
Well, no, that's not an accident at that point. That's just that's logging off the chat.
And look, after a week, I was like, "This is disrespectful for me to text back now." I'm just gonna let that. I'm just gonna let that L ride, bro.
Like, you know what?
Drew just be ghosting.
Not all the time. No,
I'm gonna
that's
call you Ghost. Your new nickname, Ghost.
no. I promise you, that was a rare occasion. Like I really just I lost track of time, and but I realized that I was
I
like, yeah,
get it. I get
it's
it.
wild to text back now.
When it ain't hitting like that, you lose track of time.
It don't be on purpose. It's happened with me too. I was just like, wow, I really didn't reach out to them. Like, I should say something. And then
forget to talk to somebody, you don't like them.
Well, no, it's not that you don't like them. It's not even like you don't like them as much. It's just like, how do you come back from this?
Yeah.
If you like them, you will figure out a way to come back from it. If you don't, you'll
so
just.
What advice would you have to come back? Like, say, for example, it's somebody you hadn't talked to, and you're like, damn, I really meant to respond back to their text, but at the time I was going through something. Then over time, you see them sitting there still messaging you, but then they sending you all types of emojis and everything else. And then it's like, well, I know life, as they say, life be lifing, but how do you like just come back from that? It's like you can't. So that's why you say that's why Drew's like,
no, Stonie, what do you mean?
What's the procedure?
Just
communicate.
Listen, I was busy.
I still like, my bad. Now, if it's a cycle, you're gonna keep doing it, then all right. And so you need to relax. But otherwise, if it's a one-off, I'm pretty sure most people be like, I get it, because life be lifing for everybody. So I feel like people should be able to, like, get you on that level. But if it was just a one-off, okay. Now, if you just forgetting to text me back or call me for like multiple times every other week, that's a problem. Because that's a cycle. That's what you feel about me. And that's how little you respect my time.
I got blocked recently for
blocked. You got blocked
for texting the girl back after like 3 weeks. I honestly forgot. But we weren't like
How you forget for 3 weeks, Drew?
we weren't talking. That wasn't like a anything there. It was just somebody that I was cool with out in LA. And then she actually just got a new number. So I was like, yo, lock me in. So she texted me a new number. Hey Drew, we text back, how you doing? How's everything? All right, cool, man. I hope everything's well, blah, 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 blah. And then it was taking her a while to text back. So I was like, okay, cool. I ain't gotta really just respond in that same manner. And she had texted me and asked me a question. And I had meant to get back to it. And I looked at the phone and I was like, oh snap. Then I'd seen she had tweeted something. And I was like, oh snap. So I texted her, like, hey, Miss Lady, da da da. Da. And she said, why you texting me back now? And you ignored me last time. Next thing I know, I was blocked like initially. And then I go to
Ooh,
Twitter and she told me some don't like she made a random tweet telling me some, yeah, don't hit my phone. Yeah, don't do that. Blocked, all capitals. I was like, wow, okay, bet. I thought we was cool. We ain't never been on a date, nothing like that. It was just, just it's cool. So I blocked her on everything. I blocked her on I was like, okay, bet I got
You
Twitter.
blocked it too?
Yeah, I don't play that.
and
Look,
you have
listen.
petty
Yo,
respect.
Drew, come on, man. That was a feminine.
I don't
What?
do that.
First off,
I don't play that in real life for what? Like, why would
exactly.
I let you block me and I don't block you back? That's crazy. Like,
What?
why would I not do
That's
that?
yo,
If
Drew.
you
That's
if you
real
block
feminine,
me,
bro.
So
you should block.
last season I
First
brought
of all,
this up
go
and
ahead.
I said, if you're gonna unfriend me, you might as well block me. I brought this up last season when you talking about friendships. I'm just gonna block you. You had the opportunity. If you're gonna unfriend me and then still think you have the opportunity to reach back out and we ain't do nothing, and I at least I know I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just
Right.
gonna finish it off.
I'm gonna say finish it. How you said finish it?
That's
Finish him.
exactly
Finish
it.
it.
Look, roll the clip back, and
Finish it.
Stony
I was
wins.
not playing.
Fatality.
And I saw that, and genuinely, I wasn't hurt at first, but then I was like, well, what was the point in you unfriending me or making a status about me? Like even with Drew's case,
Hmm.
like for all that, just go ahead and block me so that way we can just go about our respective lives and have the life you deserve.
Yeah, because I'm like, why am I still follow you on every other no, I blocked the iMessage. I blocked you on Instagram,
What?
Twitter. I even went to TikTok and blocked it. I was like, bro, look, okay, cool.
Yo,
You go your
Drew.
way, I go mine, and we're
That's
good.
it. Yeah.
Look, first of all, and there's nothing feminine about blocking. All right, some of the best blockers in the world are the men. Have you seen the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line?
And on
Landon
all these
Dickerson.
social media platforms, it don't say hit the female button. It says hit the block button.
All right, y'all
It
got
ain't
it.
say hit the feminine tap. It
Y'all
says hit
got
the
it.
block button. Are you willing to restrict them, unfriend? You will not be able to add them. It lets you know up front. It's being direct.
Tasha, I want to thank you so much for a wonderful episode yet
Yeah.
again, an excellent conversation.
Yes.
And everybody out there, thank y'all for joining us. I am the co-host, Drew Comments, kicking it to the main host, the top biller, the true killer, the one iller, Tasha Ray. Take it away.
Ow, you so stupid.
Freestyle.
Appreciate that. Well, that does it for this episode. And we'll be back next week with an all new episode. In the meantime, please download the app Secrets of the Opposite Sex on Apple App Store. Subscribe to the podcast and follow us on YouTube for the next live on Thursday. See you guys next time. Bye.